Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Sector 1. We are here tonight for round 2 of Season 8. It's Group B here tonight, so we will be running our Division 4 and Division 2 runners. So kicking us off momentarily will be the Division 4 qualifying. 10 minutes around the Red Bull Ring here in Austria. We'll have a look at our track map real quick. It is, of course, here at the Red Bull Ring, 4.326 kilometers, 9 corners long, 31 laps, totaling 134 kilometers for today's race. The tyres for use are the racing mediums and the two wet compounds, the intermediates and wets, 9 times tyres and 2 times fuel. So that's the story of tonight's racing. My name is Lenosis, and joining me in the commentary box is your Division 4 race director, Revs. How are we doing tonight?
Yeah, doing real well, man. Really looking forward to today. Hopefully the weatherman said that that should hold off on the rain, but it'll come in later this afternoon, so the guys running later might be looking at some bad weather.
Yeah, exactly. Rain forecasted for the Division 2 race. The racing gods have given the Division 4 guys a bit of a breather in tonight's event, so it should be dry. And here's hoping it does stay dry for them, makes things a little bit easier. I mean, for our sake, as spectators, we would love it if it rained. It always throws up a little bit of extra drama when it does rain, so that Division 2 race later on should be absolutely incredible to watch. So we'll just have a look at our potential strategies for Division 4's race tonight. So drivers can opt for the 1 stop or the 2 stop, which the 1 stop is 15 laps on the mediums, and then you switch across to a second dry compound tyre and go till the end of the race. Or you could opt for the 2 stop, being 10 laps, and then 11 laps. Now, if anything, last week is to go by with Division 1 and Division 3. I believe a set of mediums should last for about 16 laps if you treat them nicely. So I would imagine most guys are going to be opting for the 1 stop. What do you think, Revs?
Well, they could pit a little earlier. I can get a set of tires the last 17 laps, lighter fuel load, and maybe I think that's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I reckon we will have a bit of a mix-up in strategy. Like last week in the Div.1 race, a couple of guys pitted a bit early, expecting it to be a dry second half of the race, but of course that wasn't the case. So yeah, maybe that tells these Div 4 guys that the crossover for the second stint might be a little bit earlier than straight down the middle. So very interesting to see. So we'll just have a look at our points. The point situation in the Division 4 standings for after round number 1 at Lago Maggiore 2 weeks ago. So Snake Eyes leads the way for Respawn Esports over Madrick. It's a Respawn Esports 1-2 in the Division 4 Championship. And just below them, 3 and 4 are 2 Hooncorp drivers in Bogs and Renegades. So it's a sister team 1, 2, 3, 4 in the Division 4 Championship here. Spitzy for Kraken is in 5th. Laminator is 6th for Lightning. Wartime, the Brocchio 5 rookie, in 7th place there. Sizzling Sausage, 8th for Black Rose. Debrev in 9th for CP. kezzajohnson, 10th, the other Brocchio 5 sim racing in this field. Malevolent 1, the Deeds racing car in 11th. Isa Diabolus, which I believe he's had a name change to Isa Nemesis, if you see him on track tonight, is in 12th spot. Womble is 13th for Red Mist Racing. And Petey Pops rounds out the grid for Doghouse Racing, I should say. And that's the situation of our Division 4 field coming into tonight's event. So what are your thoughts on that, Revs? You were, of course, the race director last week out for Division 4. So who do you think's going to be a mover in tonight's race?
I'd say watch out for Bogsy. He pitted early last race and came back, held off, I think it was Wartime. So I think he'll do quite well, but my favorite pick would have to be Snake Eyes. He's always practicing. He's always giving it his all, and I expect him to be up at the pointy front end at the end of the race.
Yeah, hopefully he can come off with another good showing in tonight's race. So I don't think we keep these guys waiting any longer. How about we jump straight into our qualifying? What do you think, Revs?
Yeah, man, that sounds really good. Just told him we were starting soon, and
So what colour's the big button tonight? Because Carbon Boy, of course, being over in Thailand, he can't repaint it when we change it.
Ooh, well, I turned mine pink with purple polka dots, so make it really stand out. All right, here we go.
This is going to be a great qualifying session.
I've been really looking forward to
Div.4,
this.
remember? Yeah. So, going to be probably the only dry race of this round. So these guys have a lot to live up to. As qualifying is a go in Division 4. As who is that? J Boggy Mac G. Is that a?
That's Boggs.
Oh, that's Boggs. Yeah. Okay.
Name change, I believe.
Yeah. So there's a couple of cars out on track at the moment. Just trying to find who is the first car. It is, of course, Madrick. First out on track here tonight for Respawn Esports there. And we see Malevolent 1. No, so the timing screen has mixed up the order for us here tonight, which isn't very, very kind of it. We'll wait till they all go through. So yeah, Wartime there, the Brocchio 5 Sim Racing, second race in Sector 1, sporting the number 14. He is looking very, very good coming into this race. So we'll just wait and see, monitor his progress. I hear that he actually used to drive on H-pattern shifter exclusively on Gran Turismo. So it's been a big change for him jumping up into the main game and having to use paddle shifters. And he's just getting used to that. So expect Wartime, maybe not at the moment, but towards the end of the season, he'll definitely be bang on the money in this field, that's for sure. Lemonator in third at the moment on the road for Lightning Motorsport there, with the big Merlin sponsoring on the side. Back for another season, second season here in Sector 1. Pretty successful season back in... I'm saying season too much, but it's kind of hard not to when every second word involves season. So second time on the entry sheet for Laminator, both now and 6 months ago when we were here, well, we weren't here, but racing here in the 7th edition of Sector 1. That's a different way to put it.
There we go.
Spitzy in P4. Race director last week had his comms box debut for Group A here, taking care of Division 1. And he's back this week in the Kraken Esports Big Rocks NSX. Looking very, very nice. Sporting the number 25. Looking to put his impact on this Division 4 field. Fifth on the road, we see Sizzling Sausage. He's second race of the season here. Once again racing for Black Rose. Was here last season in Division 3. But dropped back to Division 4 and hoping to get a couple of good results. As we see kezzajohnson just behind Sizzling Sausage in the other Brocchio 5 entry. Had a massive fill-in race in Division 1. Ended up with a P9. See Madrick setting the first lap of the night. So yeah, Kezza 9th in Division 1. That was a magnificent race for kezzajohnson. As P pops to the top of the times ahead of a Laminator. These guys going at it already. Some very, very quick lap times, 24.5. Just for comparison, the Division 1 pole time was a 23.9. So these guys being 1.5 seconds off that is very, very quick pace. Lemonator is purple. Womble to P2. That's a ripper of a lap from the Red Mist team owner, that's for sure.
That put a big smile on him.
Yeah. And he's got a Master Chief on the side of his car this week, does Wobble. Nice little detail there for the Red Mist car. Oh, did he have it last week?
No, it's a different one.
No.
Yeah, that's a Let's Conversation livery. Get people talking when they think they don't have anyone to talk to. Yeah,
the trade buff. Major sponsor for the Red Mist team this season, so there's going to be some wonderful liveries getting pumped out by Womble this season. And yeah, seeing Master Chief guiding him through the Red Bull ring this time here, so I believe he's
a penalty.
Ooh.
Not good at this stage.
as Madrick improves his time, but it would have been good enough for pole position, but he does have a penalty, does Madrick. As
It's very easy to get penalties here. I found it really tricky when I was racing here. It's so easy to get one. You just go a little bit long, a little bit wide, and that 0.5 slaps you every time.
Yeah. So we're coming up on the halfway mark in this qualifying session, and Snake Eyes, the championship leader, can only muster a P12 at the moment. Hasn't had a clean lap without a penalty yet. So, well, he did last lap, but he had to serve the penalty, I should say. But 26.8 with a penalty. Is that enough to be towards the pointy end of the field? Maybe not, but we'll have to wait. Oh, as we hear somebody spinning out. Who is that? Malevolent1, who is 11th at the moment. We'll see if we can catch that on the Liquid Solutions action replay.
Bogzy lost it as well. They go into turn one just a little bit too hard, and it's got that little bit of a hill there, and it's so easy to lose your rear end.
Yeah. As we see Malevolent1 once again. Oh, what is happening? I am sorry, everybody. For some reason, the replay wasn't working as I would have liked it to, but we'll keep going. We're here for qualifying once again. See a couple more times coming in. Pop still holds pole position over the Brocchio 5 entry in wartime by just a couple of hundredths. Very, very tight at the top of this field. Sizzling Sausage. Oh, very, very tight across. Oh my goodness! Look at how tight this field is! The entire way down! The top 10 is separated by 4 tenths! Oh, absolutely incredible stuff. As Diabolus sets a lap time. Good enough for, just trying to find where he is, 13th. It's 25.3 at the moment. But oh my goodness, the gaps between all these guys, 400ths, 400ths, 800ths, 400, or 8,000, sorry, 400ths, 700ths, 800ths, 500ths. There's no ones anywhere in there, no tenths. As Pop surrounds the final corner to set another lap time. Will it be the lap time that solidifies his pole? No. That will be going around again. Renegade sets a lap. Good enough for P2. He slots in between there to make it 200ths between him and wartime. Oh my goodness.
Snake Eyes in for new tires.
With a couple of minutes left, will they have time to get around again? That's the big question. They should definitely. 2 and a bit minutes, so one more flying lap for Snake Eyes, it looks like. Renegade with a penalty there as well. Wartime with on a lap at the moment. We'll see if it is representative as he comes up to the sector split after turn 7. Currently at turn 4, off cambered corner, sucks you to the outside into that gravel trap. Manages to navigate that pretty well. Through turn 5 now on the power, using all the track limit. A little bit of leeway there to the outside curb. Into turn 6, very tricky corner this. Very easy to pick up track limit. Looks like he navigates it well though. On the power through 7, down towards turn 8. Gets it turned in nicely, running a little bit wide, but for the most part keeps it on the racing line, using very, very clean lap from wartime as he heads up towards the start-finish line, and he's a couple of tenths down. Oh my goodness, it's a 1,000th gap between wartime and Sizzling Sausage at the moment. This has got to be the closest qualifying of the season so far in all 4 divisions. PD Pops is very close to going purple as well. 700th between him and his best lap. This will be the last lap for everybody as well. Oh, who might get another lap? I think everyone up to bogzlR will complete this lap and one more. And it might be Madrick the first to finish. Or it'll be tight for Madrick whether he gets around again.
Snake Eyes is purple. First
Snake Eyes purple, that's massive. As he gets on the power out of 3. Could he turn this qualifying into something for himself in the dying embers of this session? Currently P11, the championship leader, into turn 4 now. Very tricky corner once again. On the power, manages to navigate it well. Down towards the double left-handers of turn 5 and turn 6. Sizzling Sausage goes to P2. And Boggs to the top of the times as well. Petey Pops gets demoted to P3. Will Snake Eyes be able to get himself across the line and into a position that is better than P11, I should say? Using all the available track limits, what's he got as he barrels down towards the start finish? Oh! His contact, that's huge! Terrible rejoin from Laminator, and he will not improve. That is absolutely massive. As we have a look on the replay, and yeah, just came across the track, Laminator right into the path of Snake Eyes there, and oh, that's just terrible to see. You hate to see that. As that concludes the qualifying session there. So we'll see how everybody shapes up. One second, everybody. I apologize. Okay. That is the wrong screen once again. I am completely lost at the moment. Terribly sorry, everybody. Okay. Here we go. The qualifying results. Wartime manages to qualify on pole position there in the dying embers, as we were watching the incident between Snake Eyes and Laminator. So, Wartime, a 1:24.352 qualifying time. And then just below, we have bogzlR with 16 thousandths between him and the pole position. 4 tenths behind is Sizzling Sausage. Then we have a bit of a gap in 2.5 tenths to Petey Pops. But from there, it's still just as close. We have Renegade in P5, who is a couple of hundredths down on Petey Pops. Womble just behind him. And Laminator 7th. Dobrev 8th. We have Madrick 9th. Spitzy 10th. Snake Eyes 11th, who was bound to improve before the unsafe rejoin from Laminator. Isa Nemesis in 12th. kezzajohnson 13th. And Malevolent 1 couldn't quite get to grips with the car, spinning a couple of times, but has to settle for P14 there. So, very, very tight qualifying session. What do you think of that, Revs?
I think that was a pretty good set of qualifying. The only problem is I think Snake Eyes would be, I think he might be a little upset with that last lap and Laminator's rejoin, but hopefully he can keep his head and fight himself through the field. Yeah,
absolutely. A lot still to happen. 31 laps left to play. And yeah, should be a good next 45-50 minutes of racing here at the Red Bull Ring. Very, very tight. If that qualifying session is anything to go by, this is going to be an absolutely ripper race. So, yeah, I'm just so excited for this one.
I have to say, too, looking good at Petey Pops is getting up to the 4th. He hasn't been up in the high area of the qualifying yet, so maybe he's gotten over the blues and showing everyone what he's got.
Yeah, absolutely. He held on to provisional pole position for a good chunk of that qualifying session, but unfortunately, the Charging 3 and Wartime, Boggs and Sizzling Sausage on their final laps were able to topple Petey Pops by a couple of tenths, but yeah, such a tight qualifying session. Like, oh my goodness. For a little bit there, the top 10 was separated by 3 tenths, so wow. So what do you say we get this race on going, Revs?
Yep, sure will. And
Here we
8
go.
seconds.
Oh, this is going to be a massive Division 4 race with the championship leader starting way down the order. A lot can happen in this one. So here we are, lined up on the grid. As we hear the revs rising, these guys are eager to get off the line. The light sequence begins. 4 lights, 5 lights. They are out and racing here at the Rebel Ring Division 4 as they barrel down towards the first turn. They're already 2-3 wide in the background there. Somebody, Spitzy trying to go down the inside of everybody. Oh, huge action! That's a lot of carnage, and everybody has spun there. Not too oh, wow. How many cars have lost in the background there? We've lost 2, so
2.
not enough for a red flag, unfortunately, so it's going to continue on as it is. Wartime leads the way over Bogz. So they head down the hill. Lemonade and Manning. Oh, Lemonade is gone! He's into the wall! Oh dear, that's massive at this point of the race. As that's 3 cars gone on the opening lap. So it does technically qualify for a red flag. So it's up to you, Revs, if we call the red flag or we continue racing. But as it is for now, Wartime continues on. Bogz in second place there. And they've gapped the rest of the field with Nemesis in 3rd position as well. We see Womble in 4th there. Oh, under a lot of pressure from Snake Eyes, who's made up 6 positions in the opening few quarters. Womble picking up a penalty there. He will serve it on the next time round though. Nemesis all the way up to 3rd place from last on the grid. This is spectacular from Nemesis. He's made up 11 spots on the opening lap. How has he done that? Bogz has managed to get past Wartime as well into the lead of the race. Wartime not going to let that stand though, looking for a way back past Bogz. Through turn 1 cleanly the second time round as they continue on the run up to turn 3.
Womble with the penalty on the first corner.
Oh, that's terrible for Womble as he's already got a half-second penalty that he will be serving on this lap. So, that's not great for Womble in the opening stages of this race. So we'll have a look at the Liquid Solutions action replay at that race start. That was a lot of carnage. Wartime back into the lead of the race as well. So we can see on the Liquid Solutions Act replay just, huge contact, and it saw P-Pops and a couple of other cars way down the order there. So not ideal at the start of this race, but everybody continues on. Nemesis losing touch with the front 2. Snake Eyes on an absolute shake, just overtaken Womble as well, who will be serving his penalty. And is he under pressure from Dubrev? Shows his nose to the inside, but Womble shot it off. Just to hold off for now.
Snake Eyes in 3rd.
Snake Eyes, yes, manages to get the better of Nemesis. As we'll have a look at the Liquid Solutions action replay at what happened up at turn 3 as well on the opening lap, as that was a lot of drama. Oh, apparently not. We only have the race start this time, but we'll have a look at it from a different angle. As we see, a lot of domino effect. And it just saw PD Pops, the big loser in that situation, unfortunately. Continuing on now, Wartime has a 5/10 gap to Bogz at the moment. Snake Eyes sitting in P3 on a charge to catch up with these front 3. 1.7 seconds at the moment, so he is catching up slowly. Very interesting first few laps, isn't it, Revs?
Oh yeah, all happening, I'm telling you. These guys really are trying to do their best to get up front, and just little mistakes. Just take them a few laps to probably settle in and start pushing it.
Yeah, we have a nice little battle pack forming here from Maverick back to, I think it's Renegade here as well. Oh, so we're going side by side. Spitzy and Malevolent One. Spitzy gets it down the inside of Malevolent One. What a move that was for Spitzy. Absolutely incredible move to put himself up into P8 over Malevolent1 there, as we will catch that one on the Liquid Solutions action replay. That was a brilliant move. As we saw Spitzy position his car and then just fire it down the inside into turn 8. Brilliant stuff. Love to see it. Great move for the Kraken entry.
And laminated with the fastest lap all the way at the back.
Yeah, open air for Laminator, and he manages to set a 1:24.5, which isn't ideal at this point of the race. Spinning at turn 3 on the opening lap, but he will continue on for now. And yeah, fastest lap. And all the points count. If that stands, that's an extra point that he can add to his tally.
And he's purple again, so he's really trying hard to get back up with the group. I don't think it'll take him long.
Yeah, already a couple of seconds behind that last little battle pack. So with that sort of pace, I can imagine we'll see him towards the front of the or middle of the field by the end of the race. Oh, he's gone off actually. No, that's Petey Pops has gone off. Oh dear, that's disaster for Petey Pops at this point of the race.
Oh.
As we'll catch that on the Liquid Solutions action replay. What's he done there? Coming out of turn 4. And then down towards turn 5. It was laminated down the inside and then... Oh, he just ran wide, got it into the gravel trap. Unfortunate for Petey Pops. Will be last place at the moment. Back up front, monitoring this battle, holding out to about a second between Bogz and Wartime. But Snake Eyes slots himself into P3 already, 8/10 behind these top two. So, with a half-second penalty though, that'll drop him back quite a bit. Nemesis still holds on to P4 for now, and we see Womble with a big angry mob of drivers behind him who are looking to pass at the earliest notice. As we see Womble holding off the inside line of Dobrev, who tried... huge contact! That's a massive incident! Oh dear! People everywhere, that's 3 cars! So we see kezzajohnson barely making it through. That is disaster for Dobrev and Womble in the opening stages of this race. 5 laps in, you hate to see it. Straight up the racing line. Petey Pops goes through, Dobrev struggling to get back onto the circuit now. But oh dear, that is disaster for those guys. We'll catch that on the replay. See if we can manage to figure out what happened there. As we saw Womble, he held the inside line and we saw Dobrev try around the outside into turn 4. Couldn't quite get it done. And then on the exit, Womble, he ran wide and then, huge contact, yeah. Not much that can be done there, unfortunately. Rather unfortunate incident, but what more can you do? So the aftermath of that incident, Womble into 11, down 6 positions, and Dobrev way off the back there. This lap will be 25 seconds off the pace, so massive time loss for Dobrev. That might be the end of his race tonight. Any chance of a decent points finish? But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a racing incident. It's not like Womble intended to spin or anything there. It just sort of... That was just the way it kind of played out there, which you hate to see, but that's racing, sometimes happens.
I have to say this track is just mean. Just mean.
Yeah, I mean, those curbs are very punishing, and particularly at turn 4, it's off camber, it sucks you to the outside of the track, and yeah, it's just not fun if you get caught up on that curb. You clip the gravel trap and the rear end comes round, which Womble found out. Can happen very, very easily, and straight into the path of Dobrev. Not much that can be done there, so the steward's pens will definitely be clicking. Shizer and the team up in the stewarding room, a couple of doors down from our commentary box. Their pens will be clicking, but yeah, I don't think anything will come out of that one particularly. As we see Spitzy and Sizzling Sausage here, half a second between them now. Spitzy managed to stick that move on Malevolent1. He's made up a lot of positions. I believe Spitzy was way down the order, like 8th or 9th, and now he's sitting in P5, so great stuff for Spitzy.
Snake Eyes with the new fastest lap of 1:24.385.
Now that is cooking. That is a very quick lap. That is similar pace to what was being set in the qualifying session. The pole was a 3 flat, if I do believe it, 24.3 flat. So a couple of hundredths off that, that would have been good enough for, well, I mean, how close that Division 4 qualifying was. Really, it's only good enough for about P8. But just funny.
Snake Eyes was like about 7 seconds behind, and he sort of moved that up. He's only 1.2 now behind Boggy, so I do believe that these two will be fighting it out very shortly.
Yeah, Snake Eyes showing very, very good pace early on in this race. Got a little bit lucky with the carnage in the opening laps, and he slides himself up into the podium place at the moment. So managing to, at least as it stands, manage to salvage a result early enough in this race for Snake Eyes. I mean, looking much better than the grim P11 that was his qualifying session. So he'll definitely be happy with where his car is at the moment. As he is purple again as well. As we see, yeah, we see Shizer in the chat as well with his pen clicking. Shizer ready for any action that happens on track. Any incident he's been looking at to establish some consistency across the 4 divisions this season. Yeah, so Spitzy right up behind Nemesis at the moment. Was in P3 earlier, Nemesis, but got a little bit lucky in the opening stages of the race, so he's just trying to salvage whatever he can in this first stint, and hopefully can hold a good result till the end of the race. Is Spitzy going to try another move into turn 8? 2-in-1 race, that would be great for him. Oh, there's a Nemesis a little bit wide. That might come with an invoice from the stewards. The track limits. Oh, getting a little bit nervous on the curb there is Nemesis. Under a lot of pressure from Spitzy. Not a great exit. Goes defensive, but not defensive enough. Spitzy fires it down the inside into turn 1. No, he backs out. That's probably wise. It's hard to... Oh, Nemesis! Oh, he holds on to it. And Spitzy goes through.
Great
so does
save.
Sausage. What a save. As in the words of Sean Muller Ghost, one of Sector 1's greatest commentators, car control. That was a very good save for Nemesis. Very, very lucky to not have it in the wall there. Oh, as he gets it down the inside of Sausage. Oh, yellow flags everywhere. But these guys continue on. As he's down the inside of all 3 of them. They're going to go 3 wide. Oh, 3 wide into the corner. Turn 4. Nemesis manages to get through. He's back up into P4. Now we've got 4 cars all arguing for the same piece of real estate as Spitzy looks down the inside of Nemesis, leaves the room there, but Spitzy unable to get the move done. As we see in the background, we have Sizzling Sausage and Renegade all getting to the party. Sausage looking for, Renegade looking for a move on Sausage, and all of a sudden Madrick's here to join the party as Spitzy tries around the outside of Nemesis. Can he get it done? He's still there, holding his nose in, and this is very clean racing as we see down the inside goes Sizzling Sausage. What a move! This is the greatest scrap of all time. Oh my goodness. Nemesis starting to get away, but these 4 in the background, they're 2 by 2 into the first turn. Spitzy backs out, they're 3 wide. Oh my goodness. What racing we are being... Oh,
Renegade!
Oh no, Renegade's gone! Oh dear. Oh, that's not the way we wanted that battle to end, but oh my goodness. That was some of the greatest racing.
He only slipped his tires coming out of the first turn. It was all clean racing. That was some very exciting racing. They're all really well. You're trying to keep it clean, and they are.
Yeah, that's some of the greatest racing you'll see on a motor racing circuit. That's for sure. Just got it stuck up on the curb and loses it in very similar fashion to what happened to Diabolus earlier. Right, very unfortunate for Renegade there. So we continue on now, P10 for Renegade, as we see a scrap in the background between Petey Pops and Laminator. These 2 from the first lap after being spun at the first corner, they continue on. P11 and P12 respectively for these 2. As, yeah, that's a good idea, as Levenspiel fires into the chat. How about we get into a APR tire and fuel update, Revs?
All right. Okay. Start off with wartime. He's got a little less than 3/4 of a tank. His front tires are looking all right, and his rear left is the worst of the lot. Probably used about maybe 15 to 20% of the tire. Bogey, let's see, he's much better with the fuel. Front tire wear is minimal, and his rear tires, only looks like he's used about maybe 12%. Snake Eyes, he's really good on fuel as well. His front tires barely worn, and his rear tires look like it's almost the best out of the top 3. Nemesis, his left rear is about 50%, and he's used a little bit more fuel than the guys up front. Spitzy, he has good front tires, he's got good rear tires, and he looks decent on fuel. Sizzling Sausage, he's got decent front tires, his back tires are normal wear, and he also looks good on fuel. Mad Rick, no wear and tear really on the front. Rear tires looking same as everyone else's, and looks like he's the best in the field on fuel. kezzajohnson, his front tires don't even look like they've even done a lap, and his rear tires are looking really well as well. And he's also looking like he's got good fuel. Renegade, front tires looking all right. His rear tires are looking better than most in the field, and his fuel, he's always been good on fuel setting, Renegade. So I wasn't surprised that he'd have good fuel there. PD Pops, PD Pops has used more than half of his left rear. Front tires seem to be okay, and his fuel seems to be about par with everyone else. Laminator, he's used about maybe 25%, 30% of his tires, and his fuel looks okay. Let's see, Malevolent One, front tires look good, he's really good on the fuel.
Oh, huge contact! Oh, Laminator and PD Pops have come together as Laminator redresses that. Oh, that is absolute disaster as PD Pops stuck in the wall. Laminator just waiting for him to go by as well. Oh dear. As we'll have a look at the Liquid Solutions action replay at that one. Sorry to interrupt the tire and fuel update, but it looked like Laminator. Oh, he's just tagged the rear end of PD Pops, and PD Pops has gone around, unfortunately. So, good sportsmanship from Laminator to wait up for PD Pops there. But sorry, let's continue with the tire and fuel update. Thanks, Revs.
Well, where were we?
I think that's everybody now.
Yeah, I think that's
Debrev. Debrev was the last one.
Yeah, Debrev, his front tires are good. His left rear, which is the one that really wears out here, is looking better than most in the field. And his fuel is looking the same as most of everybody else.
Thank you, Revs, for that tire and fuel update. With APR Automotive, you're in safe hands. As we have a look back up to the front, we see Bogz and Snake Eyes. It's all coming ahead here at turn 5. Just a couple of tenths between the two. They've gapped the rest of the field. 16 seconds back to Nemesis in 4th place. But, Snake Eyes, mistake. Oh, very, very rare mistake from Snake Eyes.
Yeah, I think as your rear tires start to wear here, it's so easy to sort of be drifting around the corners, and if you're not real careful, it's so easy just to slide right off the track.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see that on the replay, the Liquid Solutions replay, yeah, just caught a bit of that grass, that inside curb, and that's all it was. Lost the rear end, and now he's sitting a couple of tenths behind where he was before. But the battle that's really kicking off at the moment is between a Nemesis and Sizzling Sausage. Peels to the inside, shows the nose, doesn't quite go for the move there. Sausage will have to settle for 4th place at the moment. A little bit of a wiggle from Nemesis, leaves him vulnerable on the throttle up towards turn 3. Will Sizzling Sausage be able to stick the move on Nemesis into turn 3? Widesley holds off. as he knows there's another big straight coming down in towards turn 4. That'll be where he pounces. Gets a brilliant exit there, Sausage, on the power. Is he able to close in enough to get the move done on Nemesis? Not quite. Still 3/10 the gap as they come into 4. A bit wide from Nemesis there. That might leave him a bit vulnerable on... Oh, as we see, spins into the wall! Oh, that's disaster! Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
Just waiting for the traffic to go through before making a safe rejoin. But that is absolute disaster for Spitzy. Loses 3 positions from that. Oh, you hate to see it from Spitzy. Just lit up the rears and then... Oh, so easy to do that on that curb. We've seen it once before this race. And Spitzy into the wall, just like Womble we saw in the opening stages of the race. As he's still struggling off at turn 6 as well. Oh, those hot rear tyres. Reverses back out again. Oh, not great from Spitzy, having a very tough time. Will he be dropped behind Petey Pops? Yes, he will. Dobrev as well slips on through. So Spitzy, in the space of 4 quarters, goes from P5 to P12. 7 positions lost and a bucket load of time added to his race time. As Spitzy, is he the first to peel into the pits? Oops. Yes, Spitzy is the first one to peel into the pits there. Makes the call on lap 14 there. So, as we said, a couple of these guys potentially taking the earlier risk onto the gamble, take that earlier stop to try and get ahead of the competition, use up all of their tyres pace in that second stint. So first to blink is Spitzy.
Snake Eyes up to second.
Yeah, he's made the move stick. He's managed to get past Boggs there by a decent amount too. No, Boggs is into the pits. That's why. Okay. Lap 15 is when Boggs pulls the plug. He pulls in for his first and presumably only stop of the race. Snake Eyes has his eyes set on wartime now. 1.6 seconds separates the two. Sizzling Sausage, he's managed to get past Nemesis as well after all the carnage with Spitzy. So that's essentially 4th on the road for Sizzling Sausage, Black Rose entry. Nemesis dropped to 4th. I reckon he held on to 4th for a long time. Should have happened about 5 or 6 laps ago when there was that massive scrap, but that last-ditch effort move to get back up into P4 for Nemesis. Brilliant move, awesome execution, and he held on to that 4th position for so long. But provisionally, P5 for Sizzling Sausage and Nemesis. Oh! Sausage is off! Oh dear, how's he done that? That is awful for Sausage at this stage of the race. Have a look on the replay at that one. Just slithered off the road at turn 4. Down to turn 4. Not too sure what's happened there for Sausage. He just ran it wide into the gravel. So easy to do that. That's that turn 4 sucking you to the outside, as we have seen so many times through this race already. As you see, Wartime, Snake Eyes, both into the pits. Nemesis comes in too. This is the flag that signals everybody in. Kezza goes round again. So does Boggs. No, Boggs was already pitted. So Kezza provisionally will have 1 lap led to his name, but Boggs fires it down the inside. So that's a great move. Awesome execution there from Boggs. So yeah, Kezza won't make it 2. Will Kezza potentially be looking for a move back on Boggs? He pulls alongside. It's open at the moment, but thinks about the move, but decides to just stick it behind for now, does Kezza. Have a look at that move at turn 1 on the Liquid Solutions action replay. That was a brilliant textbook move from Boggs there. Just fired it down the inside, laid on the brakes, get it turned in, easy as you like. Awesome execution. Brilliant move. So kezzajohnson yet to pit, but currently holds on to 4th position. He will be a rocket in the latter half of this race. being late to pit. He might be able to even overcut these guys because the overcut potential is there. We saw it last week out with Woody before the wet weather got involved in the Division 1 race. So, yeah, the overcut could be there for Kezza. Peels into the pits, presumably. Yes, he does. And that promotes Renegade up into 4th position. Has Renegade pit? No. He's yet to pit as well. So Renegade, 4th on track at the moment. Yet to pit. The first of the non-pits. Maybe. Oh, wait. Well, what's Renegade looking like on tyres?
Might have 15% left on the left rear, and he's got just below half a tank on fuel. So
could he be going for the no stop? It's not. I mean, it doesn't sound like he has a lot of tires. But if it's like a 30-second stop, is it worth just sticking it out on the worn tires? If that's what he's doing, this could be an absolute brilliant masterstroke from Renegade. Or I'm just talking out of my you-know-what, and he's just going to pit on this lap. That's usually what happens when I make these sorts of predictions. I make the predictions, and then the very next lap, the drivers, they ruin my predictions. So if he doesn't pit this lap, I reckon he's going for a no stop, sorry. Let's see what happens as he rounds turn 8. Does he peel into the pits? That's way too fast. No, it's not. He peels into the pits. Alright. Well, just ignore me, everybody. Renegade peels in from 4th position on the track. Let's see where he comes out. Sizzling Sausage will inherit 4th place. Long way in front to Bog, Snake Eyes, and Wartime ahead. That gap between Snake Eyes and Wartime pretty stagnant at about 1.6 seconds at the moment.
Snake Eyes did get into about 0.8 of a second. Must have done a little slip there, or Wartime's gone a little bit faster.
PD Pop's also into the pits on this lap. So yeah, Wartime with a terrible exit out of 3. Snake Eyes has closed up 4/10 on that stretch between 3 and 4. Bog setting a personal fastest lap on the previous lap as well. Snake Eyes with a 1:26 on the last lap, so very, very slow. He hasn't been able to get into the mojo yet, has Snake Eyes. Yeah, yet to set a quick lap time. That cannot be right. Oh, maybe. Yeah. It's not telling me when he pit, but I think it was on lap 16, 17. Yeah.
Yes, it was, yeah.
By the extra, well, the 137 and the 134. That seems to be, yeah, when everybody pit. So there we see Snake Eyes, 24.6. That's a little bit of a better race lap. 1 second to Wartime at the moment as well. As we look back to P5 and P6, we see Madrick and Nemesis. Nemesis has lost another place here. So I think that wasn't done on the road. I believe that was done through strategy, pitting on different laps there. So Nemesis and Madrick have switched places.
And from the looks of things, I don't think Renegade took on any fuel at all.
Well, he shouldn't have had to. A couple of the guys would have probably opted to chuck a couple of litres into the tank. But I don't think it's 100% necessary. If there's a little bit of saving, most guys should be able to make it to the end on the tank. So, yeah, Renegade continuing on. Comes out in P7 as well. I forget where he was before all the pit stops, but I have a feeling it might be higher than P7.
And Laminator yet to pit.
Also, could Laminator be doing the no stop? Very, very interesting. Well, if he hasn't pit, how's he behind PD Pops when PD Pops has pit? I'm not seeing any deviations in laps.
lap 12, 1 minute 50. That might have hurt real bad.
I think that was when PD Pops and Laminator had their bingle, yeah, because lap 12, PD Pops with a 1:43. So if PD Pops has pit, when did Laminator pit? How is Laminator behind PD Pops? That's what I want to know.
He's only got like 5% left on his left rear, so
He might even be gone for the no stop.
another lap.
Yeah.
21 laps. Wow.
Because there is no mandatory pit stop. Oh, there's one
Oh, Womble!
Disconnected. Oh dear. That's not great for Womble's championship bid. Disconnecting from the room. Actually, I don't think he was in the race for quite a while. I believe he's just exited the room now. Yeah, because we still have 13. Yeah, I'm not too sure. But the steward's pens will be clicking once again, and there'll be a note of that in the steward's report later on this week. But wartime, Snake Eyes, 4 tenths, a battle for the lead. And we also have a battle for P6 and P7 between Renegade and Nemesis. Renegade fires it down the inside, side by side. Can't quite keep the nose in for the final turn. Will have to settle for now. But maybe will have the run, definitely has the run down towards turn 1. Is Renegade able to get the better of Nemesis? Yes, he is. Edges in front. Yes, he does. They're side by side. A little bit of wheel bang on the apex. But Nemesis will rejoin ahead of Renegade. I believe Renegade just let him by for now. But these two having a good old scrap. Not former teammates. Former clanmates, I should say. But they've always been racing in the current teams they are in. So Renegade... Nemesis runs a little bit wide there, as Renegade still side by side. These guys have been side by side for about 5 corners. Down into turn 4. Will this be the end of the battle between these two? Is Nemesis able to hold off against Renegade? No, he's not. Runs wide onto that curb. Very slippery. And Renegade goes through. And that's the end of that battle. That's all she wrote. As we have... Nemesis running very wide in the background there, manages to hold on to it. But we see Wartime and Snake Eyes for now. Still just holding position. So I think we'll have a quick chance to have a look at the action replay for that one. That was a brilliant battle that we saw between those two. Where am I looking? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong battle, that's why. I apologize. There we go, at turn 4. Those guys are battling. I apologize for that. I forgot that the replay doesn't actually do that in game. That's my bad, everybody. I'm used to our old replay system. But as it stands, Wartime 4 tenths over Snake Eyes. So they head down towards turn 5 now. Snake Eyes looking very racy tonight. Is Wartime able to hang on for Baroque 05 Sim Racing's first win of the season? Just 8 laps left to go. Through turn 7. And I think Wartime got a little bit lucky there not to pick up a penalty on the curb. Into turn 8 using all of the track limits. That might be a penalty. That might be the lead change gone. We'll see what the system has to say about that one. No penalty.
Wow.
Very interesting. But that's left him compromised regardless, as Snake Eyes tries to fire it down the inside, but Wartime breaks late, offers him the apex and takes the wide line. Gets a good run out of the corner, but it might not be enough as Snake Eyes closes up to Wartime. On the run down towards turn 3. Snake Eyes is not going to be close enough to make a move on this occasion. Hoping to get a mega exit out of turn 3. Does so. Closes right up to the back of Wartime here. Wartime might have enough guts in a straight line to stay ahead for now. 2.5 tenths into turn 4. Snake Eyes using all the track width on entry. Clips the apex. And he's got the inside line. A little bit of a mistake from Wartime. Wartime will have the inside line as they come into turn 5. As we see somebody going straight on, that is Laminator. As we see Snake Eyes desperately trying to fire a way through Wartime, but Wartime strategically placing the car on the apex. chops off Snake Eyes' nose. This is brilliant racing that we're seeing. Very, very clean between these two so far. Hopefully it stays that way as these guys hopefully don't start to get a bit more desperate through turn 8. Running wide, they're both running wide. That's going to be a penalty for the two of them. Yes, penalty for Snake Eyes. No penalty for Wartime. That is crucial for this race. Oh, he has picked up a penalty. 1 second. That is a massive penalty for Wartime. But as they're both going to be serving the penalty, that will only be a difference of half a second. So I think Snake Eyes might have enough to edge himself into the lead of this race. Bogz dropped off the back by 2 seconds. That 1 second penalty from Wartime is going to bring him right back up into things as well. So this battle for the lead is not over yet. It is going to rage on as they head down towards turn 4. Once again, Snake Eyes has a better run this time. Down the hill into turn 4. Brakes early. Oh, comes very close to the back of Wartime's rear wing on the power once again. Better exit from Wartime this time. Manages to stay away from the jaws of Snake Eyes. Into turn 5. Gets around there nicely using all the track width. But now this is do or die for the race. What's going to happen from all of this, all of these penalties that are yet to be served? No penalty for Bogz. So Wartime serves it. Snake Eyes serves it. What's going to be the outcome? Snake Eyes into the lead of the race ahead of Wartime. From P11 on the grid, Snake Eyes takes the lead on lap 25. And they both stay ahead of Bogz, who is within a slipstream range now. So it's not over yet. Wartime needs to find something to get his car back into the lead of this race. Currently sitting at 3/10 the gap. On the brakes now at the 100-meter board. Gets it turned in. Oh, huge snap of oversteer from Wartime through turn 1. Manages to hold on to it. But for now, that leaves him vulnerable to Bogz, who is looking for a move. No, he's not. He'll slot him behind. No, he's very late dive. What a move! Oh my goodness, gets the switchback though. Oh my goodness, what a scrap between these two. That was a very last minute dive from Bogz. Wartime saw him coming, gave him room, and gave him the old switcheroo to get back through. Bogz fires it down the inside. No, doesn't have the nose in there, so he will have to settle for 3rd at the moment. As Wartime, very, very good switchback move. As we have a look at, what am I trying to say? Wartime's snap of oversteer into the first turn. Yeah, as he came to the first turn on the brakes, clipped the inside curb, unsettled the car a little bit over the crest of there, and on turn 1, I should say, and then picked a little bit of snap and left him vulnerable to Bogz. Which, speaking of Bogz, let's have a look at his absolutely spectacular move that got fired down the inside very last minute into turn 3 there. He didn't show any sniff of firing it down the inside, and then at the last moment caught Wartime napping, fired it down the inside, but he ran late, very wide and very late on the brakes, so Wartime was able to wait for him to come through and then gave him the old switcheroo, fired it back up the inside on the apex of the corner, and still holding on to P2. So Bogz, what's happened to Bogz? Do you
fastest lap, Sizzling Sausage at 123.9, finally into the 23s.
Blistering pace from Sizzling Sausage. That's a second off the Div.1 times that. Very, very quick. So did you happen to catch what happened to Bogz there? He's dropped off the back of Wartime by 1.5 seconds there.
No, I didn't. I noticed he's trying really hard to move up, and I think he's just making little mistakes here and there and sliding out a little bit.
Okay. Not long to go left in this Division 4 race. As it stands, Snake Eyes has taken the lead and has 1.5 seconds of buffer to Wartime behind. Maybe too late for Wartime as he does set a personal quickest lap. Those are the sorts of laps that you need to be putting in at this point of the race. Pretty much the exact same lap time for Snake Eyes and Wartime on that last lap. A 1:24.59 for both of them. So Poor exit through turn 1 for Wartime, however. These guys, it's not over yet, but with a couple of laps to go, I think Snake Eyes... Oh! Wartime! Huge error! And that leaves them extremely vulnerable to Bogz as they fire down towards turn 4. We'll have a look on board with Bogz. He's not going to be close enough, but that was a huge mistake from Wartime, losing him a bucket load of time. We'll have a look on the next level racing action. Oh, sorry, never mind, guys. I have clicked the wrong button, so it will not be working. Oh, well. We all saw what happened, though. Lost the rear on the curb and a little bit of oversteer. Tune in with Renegade at the moment. Had a pretty quiet second stint. Definitely sitting in a bit of no man's land. He overtook Nemesis just after his pit stop. And he's put a bit of a buffer between the two of them. Speaking of Nemesis, he is could be under threat by Kezza over the next few laps. Oh! Lots of tyre squeal there from Nemesis, but keeping it on the black stuff for the moment anyway. So kezzajohnson, P8 at the moment. He has 3 seconds to Nemesis in front, so that will be something that he would like to push for, presumably. And if he can get that spot in the dying moments of this race, with 2 laps to go, that would be brilliant. P7 for Kezza in this race. He's sort of been nowhere, sort of hanging on to the back of that that mid-pack, that big battle pack at the start of the race. But for now, just sitting in P8, just having a little bit of a quiet race. Level at 1 in P9, way off the back of Kezza there. Sets a personal quickest lap, a 24.9 as well. So that's the first proper quick lap that we've seen from Malevolent all race. So he won't be too unhappy with that lap. Into the 24s, that's all you really need to be doing. And then in P10 we have Debrev, who got caught up in that incident with Womble at turn 4. P-Pop's very, very unfortunate this race. He's sitting a minute behind the leaders and 9 seconds to Debrev, 6 seconds back to Spitzy. So, yeah, not a great race for PD Pops. Just, yeah.
Bogzy up the inside.
As off. Manages to get through for now. Oh, holds that outside line though, Wartime. Wartime will have to settle for third at the moment with 1.5 laps remaining. Is Wartime able to reclaim this second place? He thinks about the move but doesn't fire it down just yet. Hoping to get on the throttle. Oh, huge snapper oversteer. And that'll be the battle between those two over. So Wartime is going to have to settle for a P3. Snake Eyes has completely checked out with a lap to go. 5 seconds to the good now. With Bogz and Wartime. Oh, Bogz has made a mistake and Wartime's back into things. 6 tenths, 5 tenths, now 4 tenths. Has Bogz run out of tyres, potentially?
He's used a little over half. His 2 laps ago, his fuel was flashing, so I'm surprised that he's made it 3 laps on the flashing fuel. So to stay behind Bogzy as like he is, I think he's doing a good job there.
Ooh, so potential fuel dramas for these guys as well. So we'll have to see what happens with 1 to go. Just a couple more Ks around this 9-kilometer circuit in Spielberg, Austria. And it looks like Snake Eyes will continue on barring any mistake and take the checkered flag first. But yeah, final lap of the race, Wartime and Bogz. It's still closer than ever. 4 tenths between these two. It's not settled just yet as somebody went off the track at turn 5. But I think we'll stick with this action for now. Down the hill through turn 3 and towards turn 4, hoping to use that slipstream all the way down the hill towards the off-camber turn 4. Hopefully trying to stag on the back of Bogz is Wartime. Into turn 5 now. That gap still at 4 tenths. It's do or die for Wartime. He's running out of time here. Going to need to find somewhere to put the move on Bogz. That gap down to 3.5 tenths. Closing right up under the rear wing of Wartime. He's going to have one or two more opportunities. But I think Boggs might have enough of a gap to stay ahead as they round the second to last corner. Will he run wide? Oh, Wartime does run wide, so that might be a penalty. But as it stands, Snake Eyes takes the checkered flag. P1 for the second time in a row. Boggs finishes second. Wartime will have to settle for third. And it will be Sizzling Sausage rounding the final corner. Brilliant race from Sizzling Sausage to finish P4. He'll be very chuffed with that. Renegade coming through the final corner now as well. And on the power for the final time. Heading down towards the start-finish line. And that'll be a well-deserved result for Renegade. Madrick finishes P6. And it will be Nemesis who will take the checkered flag in P7. That's 7 positions gained in the race. kezzajohnson will finish P8, coming very close to Nemesis in the end there. Malevolent1 running a little bit wide on the curb there at the final corner. Might come with a penalty, but he'll finish the race in P9. Debrev rounds the final corner. And he will finish 10th in tonight's proceedings. Final 4 now as we see Petey Pops. And he crosses the line. Spitzy, what is going on? Oh, Laminator is a lap down, of course. So that is everything she wrote. Okay, as we'll have a look at the race results here at Red Bull Ring. Snake Eyes takes P1 ahead of Boggs in second place. Wartime, he did end up getting a penalty in the end there, but it doesn't really matter as he had a massive gap back to Sizzling Sausage. So Wartime P3, Sizzling Sausage in fourth. Renegade in fifth. Oh, Sausage as well had the fastest lap with a 1:23.909. So an extra point for him. Renegade in fifth. Madrick sixth. Nemesis seventh. kezzajohnson eighth. Malevolent1 ninth. Debrev 10th. Petey Pops 11th. Spitzy 12th. Laminator 13th. And Womble, the only retirement of this race. So what are your thoughts on that? Revs, we were very gifted with some awesome racing tonight, eh?
Yeah, very exciting all around. A lot of close battles. Can I give my drivers of the day now?
Yeah.
I'd have to give it to Snake Eyes, considering that he had a qualifying. He was on a hot lap. Laminator sort of came out the wrong way, and yeah, kept him in 11th place in quali, and he moved through the field quite confidently. A little slip, I think we saw him make. Other than that, to come out and then make 5 seconds on Boggs is outstanding driving.
Yeah, absolutely. He got very lucky in that first turn and the first lap as a whole to take advantage of the carnage and gain 7 positions in the opening lap of the race. Not as many as Diabolus, though, who parted the seas like Moses and made up a whopping 11 spots in the opening lap. So, spectacular stuff from everybody. Was lots of drama, couple of incidents, and the stewards, not as much as in some other races, but definitely a couple of incidents to note down for the boys over across the hall. But yeah, I think for the most part, the racing very, very clean in this Div.4 field. And when there was an incident, the guys owned it and they redressed, which is what you love to see. So my driver of the day, I don't know. I think I'm going to give it to Sizzling Sausage. I'm told he was last at the end of lap 1. And he's managed to get himself back to P4 and the fastest lap of the race. So yeah. Sizzling Sausage gets my driver of the day. That's for sure.
That 1:23.9, that is really quick, man. Especially in race.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see these Div.2 guys who'll come up next, and they'll be pretty much there or thereabouts on that pace. So the fact that he's doing that for race pace is just like massive. That is very, very fast. And good job. Great lap from Sizzling Sausage. He's done a great job tonight. So yeah, lots of different Driver of the Day nominations here. We have Driver of the Day for Snake Eyes, Snake Eyes, Snake Eyes, Bogs, Snake Eyes. Somebody's given it to Renegade, Snake Eyes, more for Snake Eyes. Sausage, Snake Eyes, Womble giving Womble Driver of the Day, despite Womble not finishing the race. Okay. So yeah, I think for the most part of the initial count, looks like Snake Eyes with Driver of the Day. But yeah, thanks to all our Division 4 drivers here tonight for putting on a great show. And thank you, Revs, for stepping into the commentary box once again and being the race director for Division 4 for the second round in a row. Your presence was welcomed.
Thank you very much. Joy to be here. Looking forward to next time.
Thank you. And if you haven't already, guys, hit the like button. We've got 43 viewers currently, and we've got 18 likes. So just hit it, and good things will happen. Like you might win a car or win the lotto. Like something like that will happen if you hit the like button. Surely. So anyway, thanks, Revs. We'll talk to you next time you're here in the comms box. Awesome job tonight. But we'll just head to a quick intermission, and don't go anywhere because we will be right back with our Division 2 qualifying coming up in 10 minutes time. So thanks, guys. Thanks, Revs, and we'll talk to you all in 10 minutes time. We'll be right back. See ya. Hello everybody, we are back after our short intermission, and I'm here with John, who's joined me from Division 1, and he's here tonight to be the race director for Division 2. How are we tonight, John? First time in the official Commons box. You were here for the Community Series a couple of times last season, right?
Yeah, mate. Good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, I am absolutely exhausted after that first Division 4 race. I've just needed a couple of minutes to catch my breath before we get into the awesome action that's coming up in this Division 2 race.
Yeah, it
Wow.
looked action-packed there. I was a bit nervous near the end who was going to get that.
Yeah, that's for sure. Snake Eyes from P11 on the grid managed to get home, so awesome stuff. But we got to change our focus to Division 2, and what a better way to do that than have a look at the current standings, how it shapes up in Division 2 at the moment. So Speedy Snoopy is first in the championship, followed by Stickers and Timdiragz, who are on equal points for second and third. The Lunacy is in 4th position for Black Rose. Race Fan for CP is in 5th. Dadson is 6th for Dadson Racing. evil-evoIX is 7th for Doghouse. Old Wakey is 8th for Black Rose. Blind Man, after his brilliant Division 1 fill-in race, is back here in Division 2 for his own championship bid. Currently sitting in P9 for Hooncorp. So, a lot of work to do for Blind Man. 10th is Maverick, or better known as Cruisin' here in the Sector 1 community. 11th is Bumcrack, the Division 3 reigning champion, moving up a split this year. And, yeah, sitting in P11 in Division 2. And then we have Pat Star, Karen, and Black Friday, who were all out for the first race of the season. So, they are last in the championship as it stands. We'll just have a quick look at our track map once again. So 4.326 kilometers, 9 corners here at Red Bull Ring. It's the racing mediums, intermediates, and the wets that are being used for tonight's proceedings. So what are your thoughts on how the championship order currently stacks up and what that might say about tonight, John?
Oh, mate, it's quite close. I don't want to be biased, but I'm backing Stickers, mate. No, it should make for a good race tonight, mate, especially with this weather.
Yeah.
We'll see if the boys can transfer that speed from a dry track to a wet track, the front boys in the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely going to be some storylines and headlines made tonight, as there is rain on the cards. Supposed to be coming in about 15 minutes into the race, so we'll have to wait and see how that shakes things up in this Division 2 field. Very interesting to see. As we saw last week, the Division 3 and Division 1 guys, yeah, they struggled a little bit with those changeable conditions. So very interesting to see how these Division 2 guys react and to the changeable conditions, as that rain is supposed to be coming about 15 minutes into the race, and then it will bucket down towards the end, or at least that's what the forecast is telling us. So yeah, just hoping that these guys have done their practice, done their research, and they're ready for whatever the rain gods have thrown at the track. As we will just have a short delay before the start of qualifying, as one of the drivers is having some intermittent issues with their hardware. So in the meantime, we can just have a good old chat about whatever we want to.
As long as it ain't last week's race, I'll be happy, mate.
Yeah, heard you had a fun night last week.
Oh, it was quite good, mate, quite good. Battling COVID did not make my racing easy, but yeah, we'll just forget about round 1 was good. We'll go to round 1.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking about that, you had quite a bit of pace out round 1, mate. Coming from Div.2, jumping to Div.1 and just straight on the pace, which was good to see.
Yeah, it was some good fun last week, especially when the rain hit. A lot of people took their first dry stop and expecting no rain on the horizon, as it turned out. it did eventually rain just after the pit window. So those who took the risk and stuck it out got a massive boost, such as Faf, Blind Man, Ricky Bobby, and they were really able to boost their finishing positions, where myself, Jeesh, Wakey, Woody, people who were sort of towards the front, we took that early stop, and then we had to take an extra stop, which really put us on the back foot. But what can you do? That's racing. The weather does what it does, and yeah, what more can you say?
Good fun. Good fun.
Yeah, so I wonder if this driver has sorted out their issues. Would you mind asking, John?
Yep.
So yeah, very, very interesting Division 2 race last time out at Lago Maggiore. As Speedy Snoopy was the talk of the paddock in that race. Stickers took the fight to Speedy in the first couple of laps, about the first half of the race, but then Stickers had a massive incident at NASCAR, and Speedy Snoopy was able to get away and ended up with a 32-second lead or something ridiculous like that. Timdiragz finished second on the track in that race as well. But I actually think the points table is wrong. I think officially Timdiragz is in second place ahead of Stickers because he has the higher finishing position. But for some reason the graphic lists Stickers higher. But oh well, that's a small issue. They're on the same amount of points. So very, very tight going into things. Lots of drama last Division 2 race. So hopefully these guys can echo that race with another brilliant one, and a little bit of wet weather thrown in as well. Yeah, like, what more could you want from a race? Lots of action, rain on the cards. I mean, we're in for an absolute treat tonight, that's for sure.
So it looks like Captain Snooze has got his VR sorted. Well, he hopes so. I hope so too.
Yeah. As Jeesh has fired into the chat real quick, how about you give us some wet driving advice, John? Heard you quick in those slippery conditions.
Oh, look, just do the opposite of what I do in the wet, and you shouldn't have a problem. I did mention at the start of the season I should be in Div.4 when it rains.
It's okay. At least you're not out there tonight, John. It's the Div.2 guys. What do you say we get a start to this qualifying?
Yeah, mate. I'll just quickly reset the lobby.
No worries. But yeah, hello to everybody joining us in the chat tonight. We have George Cook, better known as Crazy Good Kung Fu, the owner of Kung Fu Racing. Wait, is that what they're called? Hang on, let me just check real quick. Yeah, Kung Fu Racing, that's the one. Kung Fu Racing, Snake Eyes, well, of course, the guy who won last race. Jeesh is in chat, Bogs in chat as well, in chat as well. Black Man, whoa. Oh, it does say Black Man. Blind Man. I'm dyslexic.
Oh, awkward.
I'm dyslexic, guys. Don't worry about me. See Robert Rice, race director from last race, in chat as well. We see Izuzu, Brian, simply Tim. That's a bit ominous. Hello, thanks for joining us in chat. We see Laminator, Womble, Levenspiel. We see Division 4 major sponsor Adelaide Ceramic Coatings fired into the chat as well, and VF in chat, who is a part of Adelaide Ceramic Coatings. We see Nismo Nath, Diabolus Gaming, Beavers in chat, Budsy's there. Hello everybody, Mick Wolf all joining us here tonight. So thanks for popping in and supporting us, as I think we're ready to go for qualifying, aren't we, John?
Yeah, mate, just sending out a message now. No
worries. If the Div.4 qualifying is anything to go by, I think we're in for an absolute treat here in Division 2. It's going to be very interesting to see how the Division 2 guys shape up pace-wise compared to Division 1. Because we saw Div.4, the pole time was a 24.3, and Division 1 was a 22.9 from Jeesh. So where do these Division 2 guys slot in? I believe Division 3 was a 23.9 for pole as well. So logically, you're thinking about a 23.4.5, maybe a 23.2. I mean, that's very quick for these guys, but I wouldn't put it past some of these drivers. We have some very quick operators here in Division 2, especially around one lap. So,
yeah, going by last week, yeah, some of these boys were quicker than the Div.1 boys, so just in one lap pace. So are we ready to start this, mate?
Yep, whenever you're ready, John. Click that big... What colour is it this week, John?
It's green, mate.
Oh, gotta love it. The Lightning Motorsports rep you love to see it in the comms box. Very passionate and loyal, aren't you, John?
Here we go.
As
yeah, I've
the
got to be loyal,
big
mate.
green
Go
button
stickers.
has been clicked. Here we go. As qualifying is a go in the Pro Plumbing Group Division 2 qualifying. As we see Cruisin', the first one out on track, followed by Black Friday. The Kung Fu Racing Team NSX, sporting the number 8, makes his way up towards turn number 3. We see Black Friday, Dadson, and evil-evoIX, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on the road with we've got some awesome liveries here in Division 2, that's for sure. We see Blind Man, 5th man on track. Yeah, 5th man on track. 4th place in Division 1 last week, so hoping to continue that good form with another outstanding race here in Division 2. We see Karen Unleashed. After missing the first round of the season, he is back, sporting the Deeds Brewery Racing colours for another season here in the NSX. So coming into this season very, very confident after driving the Subaru and Toyota 86 last season. He feels like he has a good grip on this car, particularly in wet conditions. So we'll have to keep an eye on Karen in tonight's proceedings to see how he's doing, shaping up in this Division 2 field. We see Lunacy 7th on the road as well for Black Rose Racing. A change of teams as Blacklight Motorsport, who he was racing for last season, has switched away from Sector 1, and Lunacy on the track in his new colours at Black Rose Racing, the Penrite black, red and white colours, coloured NSX. Number 72 for Lunacy. We have Oz Padstar in 8th on track in that wonderful blue NSX designed by none other than the Mo Jalen Award winner from last season in Stranger. So looking spectacular on track. As always are the Doghouse cars. Timdiragz, the other Kung Fu Racing car on track with inverted colours, I do believe, to Cruisin'. Cruisin' with the white on, no, the black on white, with Timdiragz with the white on black. So nice little comparison between those two teammate liveries. We also see Speedy Snoopy in P10, the current championship leader after an absolutely incredible first week of racing in Division 2. Spectacular debut, went absolutely perfect, and had a massive gap to P2 in that race at Lago Maggiore. Bumcrack, Division 3 defending champion, well, not defending, just reigning, because he is of course here in Division 2. So you see the first few lap times rolling in. Dadson goes 2nd, 3rd beneath Blind Man and Karen. 400ths but separate them. Timdiragz slots himself between Karen and Blind Man. Just 400ths separating the top 4 here. Lunacy into P4. Old Wakey to P5 ahead of Dadson. Race Fan next to cross the line. No, he isn't. Lunacy is purple, however, through the first sector by 10th and a bit. But Blind Man, 7,000 over Stickers there, as Stickers slots himself, oh my goodness, Look at how tight this
We've got
is.
the top 5 within half a 10. Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Well, this is
This
going to
is
make for a good race. All Karens just ran deep.
This is exactly what we saw in the Division 4 race, and it's good that we've got it going again in Division 2. Very, very tight qualifying so far. First lap's run and done, and oh, awesome to see the gaps between these guys. Last time I think we saw gaps this close in Division 2 in a qualifying session was at Road Atlanta Season 6 in the S1 Supercars series, and I remember I was in that race and I qualified 2/10 off pole position, and it was good enough for 8th. That is how close this Division 2 field can be on its day, and that's why we love watching this.
Lunacy's just taken P1 by a 10th and a bit.
Very good lap from Lunacy there, as Speedy Snoopy can only muster a lap good enough for P14. Old Wakey to pole.
Just stole.
Very quick lap from Old Wakey there. 24.1 it is. 400ths quicker than Lunacy.
Oh, he's just copped a half-second penalty. Turn 1. Old Wakey.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the end of this lap for him. He'll probably just be trying to keep those tyres cool. But as it stands, it's a Black Rose 1-2. The 2 Penrite cars sporting the flower on the side. Yeah, P1 and 2. Very strong Division 2 lineup for Black Rose this season, with 2 championship contenders from last season paired alongside and slapped into the NSX. So very, very good showing from these 2 drivers, who we expect to be at the pointy end for the majority of this season, as these guys are making the rounds to complete their 3rd flying laps. Dadson doesn't improve. Nobody's improving at the moment. Black Friday improves to P9 there. We see Pat Star to 3rd. That's a great lap from Pat Star. Timdiragz to 5th. Speedy Snoopy to pole position. Didn't take him long. 14th to 1st for Speedy Snoopy. 23.5. That would be good enough for topper mid-pack in Div.1. That is a very good lap from Speedy Snoopy. Old Wakey and Lunacy will have to settle for P2 and P3, as the championship leader has stepped up to play ball. This is still very, very tight between Karen up to Patstar. There's, even then, Lunacy and Old Wakey, like 2nd down to 9th, is separated by 2/10. That is how close this Div 2 field is. Except for Speedy Snoopy, who is going purple again.
I see on the radar there's a little cloud coming over too. Rain.
Into turn 8 now. And turn 9, one more corner for Speedy Snoopy on the power. Let's see what he does as he approaches the start-finish line. 23, not going to improve for Speedy Snoopy there. So John's over here reporting a bit of rain on the radar already, and we're only 8 minutes into qualifying.
One of the boys got their radar up. It's like it's going to hit the bottom of it. It isn't really enough for anything.
Yeah.
It's close.
Hopefully the track stays dry for these guys in the latter stages of this qualifying. Oh, Dadson's put himself into P2. What a lap from Dadson. Goes ahead of Old Wakey and Lunacy. He's down on this lap, but oh wow. Brilliant stuff for Dadson to put himself on the front row of the grid provisionally. And it might stand. There's not much longer left in this qualifying session. Still very, very tight here. 200ths back to Old Wakey, 400ths back to Lunacy, 600ths to Patstar, 1,000 separates Pat Star and Race Fan as evil-evo sets a lap time. Lunacy improves, but doesn't improve in position, just makes it even closer to old Wakey there. Oh my goodness. 5,000s between Race Fan and Timdiragz, 12,000s to evil-evo, and then 400s back to Blind Man, and then another 400s to Karen. Extremely tight
Karen
stuff.
on new tyres, Black Friday's on new tyres, and Cruisin is on new tyres, so they've all pitted.
Cruisin sets a personal figures lap as well. We're right on board with Karen on this lap as he heads up the hill towards turn 3. On the brakes of the 100-meter board, he is purple. Oh, a little bit of a slow exit. Bogged down out of the corner. Couldn't quite get the power down how he would have probably liked. Potentially picking up a slipstream from the car in front there is Karen. 100-meter board on the brakes. Wait to turn in. Gets that late apex. Being sucked to the outside of the track at turn 4 there. As this will be the final lap for everyone, I think, yeah. Some of the guys might get around for another lap, but through turn 5 goes Karen. No, they're all finishing there. Through turn 6, Blind Man goes to P2 ahead of Dadson. Brilliant lap from him. But Timdiragz to P3 as the last few are trickling across the line. What's it going to be for Karen Unleashed? Into the final turn now. It's very sloppy towards the end of this lap. Can he improve? He picks up a penalty.
Nope.
He's not going to finish
Stickers
and start
to P3.
anywhere higher. Oh, brilliant lap for Stickers. Do or die for Stickers there. But oh my goodness, as it's all settled down. And oh, Karen can only muster a P12 and he's only a couple of tenths off pole position there. So, wowee. So we'll have a look at the qualifying results there, as we need to catch up as there was a lot of shopping and changing towards the end of that session. I don't think we could tell where anybody was going to start this race. At some points you had people like Pat Star and Dadson up on... Well, Dadson was on the front row until the final lap and he's dropped to P6. That is how much this grid has changed in one lap. But Speedy Snoopy will take pole position with a 1:23.572, which we said before is a very solid lap and would see him very high up in the Division 1 order. We see Blind Man, who manages to solidify his front row place on the grid. Stickers will occupy the second row alongside Old Wakey in P4. Timdiragz is 5th and Dadson 6th for the third row of the grid. Lunacy, Pat Star, 7th and 8th for the 4th row. Race Fan is ahead of evil-evo for P9 and 10. 11th is Black Friday. 12th is Karen Unleashed. 13th is Cruisin'. And Mr. Bumcrack could never really get going in the end of that session. So he will be starting from last place for Kraken Esports. But let's just take a moment to look at the gaps between these guys. So 3 tenths from Stickers to Snoopy, and from Stickers you have a couple of hundredths back to Old Wakey, a couple of hundredths to Timdiragz, then a couple of thousandths back to Dadson, a couple of hundredths to Lunacy, a couple of hundredths to Pat Star. Race Fan 1 millisecond behind Pat Star there as well for 8th and 9th. evil-evo not far behind Race Fan either. Neither is Black Friday, and Karen is there or thereabouts as well. So that's 2 tenths separating 10 cars, which, oh, such a close field here in Division 2, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Very, very tight stuff. Whew. So, I don't have any predictions for this race.
Give him a 2-minute warning till the race starts, mate? Or?
Yeah, that should be enough for him. Yeah, but wow, what a qualifying session. And you can just tell that this is going to be a ripper of a race, a Sector 1 classic, if you will. So, oh, looking forward to every moment of racing that lies ahead of us. 31 laps left to go. Rain is on the cards. So, looking forward to this one, absolutely. So, while we've got the chance, we'll have a look at the Momi Now radar, which is showing us the forecast from an hour ago. So, after the first 15 minutes of qualifying, let's just see what the rain's doing. Absolutely nothing on the radar. Because I think it's reset back to the start of the race. So unfortunately, we can't have a look at what happened in qualifying in terms of the radar. But we'll have a look at that a little later on in the race to see what's happening with the radar. So all that's left to do now is click that big green button and get these drivers on the road. Hey, John.
Yeah, mate, I'm ready to start it.
Here we go. I'm so excited for Div.2. This should be an absolute ripper of a race.
I'm nervous with how close them times are. Jesus.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of quick operators bunched up with similar pace. So just seeing what happens at the race start, and particularly over the first couple of laps. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. As the button has been clicked. Here they are lining up on the grid for Red Bull Ring Round 2 of Season 8. Here is Division 2. Revs rising, light sequence begins. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. They are out and racing here at Red Bull Ring. Off to a good start, gets Blind Man. He takes the lead of the race ahead of SpeedySnoopy. As these guys, are they able to make it through the first turn cleanly? Yes, no, they aren't. Blind Man loses it on the exit, but he manages to keep going. He loses a lot of positions here. That is not great as they head up the hill now. SpeedySnoopy has the lead of the race. Blind Man had him into the first turn, but huge action side by side. We see Timdiragz and Stickers side by side as they head up the hill and down towards turn 4. Lots of action early on in this race, that's for sure. We see these two side by side, Stickers and Timdiragz. Stickers got a little bit of a punt, but he manages to hold on to his position. As these guys, so many cars in not a lot of time, that's for sure. Blind Man from the lead down to 7th in just a 1 corner.
SpeedySnoopy's loving this at the moment, mate.
Yeah,
let the rest of them fight.
He's already taken off by 2 seconds. Might as well just call the race already for SpeedySnoopy. But we still do have rain on the cards. Yeah. As they come through to complete the first lap. Lots and lots of action on that first lap. We've still got 30 laps to go.
Geez, there's just a train of them.
Yeah. Very good racing so far for these guys. As we see side by side between Pat Star and evil-evoIX, the 2 teammates. And race fans getting in on the action as well. evil-evoIX slots in. Huge contact! That's Blind Man around. Blind Man and Dadson. Oh dear, that's huge as we catch that on the replay. That is disaster for Dadson and Blind Man. As where are they? Yes, there they are. You see them in the background. And yeah, Blind Man.
We've got a big fight out the front.
Across. Oh dear.
P2, 3 and 4 are out at the moment.
Yes, they are. Big scrap here as we've got 4 cars getting involved in it. The 2 Black Rose cars, the Kung Fu racing car of Timdiragz, and Stickers as well. It's mostly just these 3 black and white cars here from 3rd to 5th. But these guys going at it hammer and tong in the early stages of this race. So that was a really weird incident between Dadson and Blind Man, I should say. As, yeah, I'm not too sure what happened. It kind of looked like Blind Man got stuck up on the curb, but Dadson redressed to sort of suggest that it was a little bit of contact involved. Oh, somebody stopped! Cruisin stopped on the road! Oh no, that's disaster for Cruisin. As we try and catch a replay of that one as well. That is not ideal for Cruisin. As, yeah, he's just lit up the rears through turn 1 and ended up in the grass at the end of turn 1. So not ideal for Cruisin. Drops back to P13 there. So Speedy Snoopy, he's lost a little bit of time back to Stickers, who has closed up that gap. Stickers is on a charge now. He's sort of leaving these 3 cars behind, Timdiragz, Lunacy, and Old Wakey. And he's pushing to try and catch Speedy Snoopy, so this race isn't over yet. Looking a little bit further back, these guys are pretty much in a single file train for the most part.
Karen's approaching Black Friday.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Black Friday just made a little mistake there.
Karen has the momentum. Is he able to get this move done on Black Friday? Shows the nose, thinks better of it. Has to slot in for P10 at the moment. Gets a mega drive out of the corner though. Is he able to close that gap to Black Friday? Yes, he is. Potential move incoming for Karen Unleashed as they head down towards turn 3. Fires it down the inside. No, he thinks twice of it. Hoping to get another good exit out of the corner, but oh, he's dropped off 0.6 to Black Friday there. Very conservative on the brake pedal for Karen. And he's lost touch with Black Friday a little bit. Situation back up front.
Too much iRacing.
Yeah. Lap 4 as it stands. Speedy Snoopy leads Stickers ahead of Timdiragz with Lunacy and Old Wakey behind. evil-evoIX starting to bridge that gap to those 3 ahead as well on an absolute charge. The doghouse pairing of evil-evoIX and OzPatstar have always proven to be an absolute incredible pairing in this Division 2 field. Lots of teamwork between those two, and between them, they've taken a lot of podiums. For the most part, this field is spread out just a tiny little bit, but as
Lunacy's right up the back of Tim.
The P3 and P4, they're side by side at the moment. As Lunacy goes into P3 ahead of Timdiragz. Tim is holding the nose in there around the outside. Lunacy gives him room on the outside, but it's not enough, and Lunacy will slide on through to P3. Tim still has the nose in there.
Nice clean racing by the boys there.
Yeah, a little bit of a touch of wheels, but nothing that the stewards would be too interested in reviewing. Old Wakey trying to get a piece of the pie as well, as they're still side by side. Tim still has the nose in there. Oh. Looking for a way back through is Tim on Lunacy. Can't quite get it done through turn 5. Might look for it at turn 6. Very single file corner in this car. We'll have to settle for P4 at the moment. Runs a little bit wide, but not wide enough for a penalty. Down towards turn 8 now is Timdiragz. So we look up to Stickers, and I'm not sure whether he's had a penalty or something, or just a little bit of a drop in pace compared to Speedy Snoopy, who has set a 23 sticks on the last lap to take the fastest lap as it stands. That is a very rapid lap by Speedy Snoopy, about a 10th off his qualifying time.
Yeah, he's got the rest of the field pace-wise by a little bit in the dry.
Will it be the same story in the wet though? We'll have to find out. Should be coming in a couple of laps time, the rain.
So far it's done the same as qualifying. We've got a little bit coming over, but it's not going to hit us. Oh, Lunacy sideways. He's held it up.
Cut a control from Lunacy there. Exits a little bit of a gap to Timdiragz. Oh, lost the rear end a little bit coming into 5, did Lunacy. Oh, losing the rear end on exit as well. So Lunacy really struggling with his tyres. Maybe overheated them, pushing too hard at the start of this race, potentially.
He is the only one in the top 3 running no traction control, but so give him that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to give out that information.
Sets personal quickest
He's
lap,
just said
does
his best.
Lunacy.
Yep.
So maybe those slides are more on the push side rather than slide per se.
Yeah.
Just pushing hard.
So we've got Blind Man catching up to Bumcrack. Let's just pull the gap a little bit.
Yeah. Bumcrack up to P11 after starting the race dead last there, so not too bad from Bumcrack as he picks up a penalty. That's not ideal for his race. Speedy Snoopy with a 5-second buffer, 2 stickers behind, as he still is showing very, very good pace in the early stages of this race.
Lunacy has closed the gap to stickers a bit. It's still a second and a half, but he has got that down.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good stuff from Lunacy, but hopefully getting back on the charge. He's dropped Tim by about a second now. Still inside a slipstream range as it stands, but just a little bit of a buffer for Lunacy, who is dragging along Old Wakey as well in the number 83 Black Rose car.
Yeah, I think Tim would be more worried about Old Wakey behind him than Lunacy at the moment.
As we look very far down the order, we see Bumcrack fighting with Datsun at the moment. Datsun right up behind Bumcrack for P12 at the moment. Lineman has managed to gain a couple of positions after his incident. As Datsun almost fired it down the inside of Bumcrack. Has to hold off for now. Oh, Bumcrack's run wide. Oh dear, that's disaster for Bumcrack. As we have a look on the replay at what happened there. That is not great for Bumcrack. As, yeah, he ran wide. Oh, and then just too much speed and got sucked out into the gravel trap, which is so easy to do, which we saw in the Division 4 race there. So unfortunate for Bumcrack. Speedy Snoopy out to 6 seconds over Stickers at the moment. Stickers losing a lot of ground to Lunacy. But Timdiragz is following Lunacy along, 8/10 the gap to either side of Timdiragz at the moment. A little bit of a gap from Pat Star back to Black Friday, the other Red Mist car in this field. So at the moment, Red Mist with a P1 and P8 in this race. Current Unleashed in the Deeds has made up a multitude of positions as well. Currently sitting in P9, looking to get a move done on a Black Friday over the next couple of laps. 12 minutes in, we should be starting to see some slight indications of rain potentially on the radar, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, one of the boys got their radar up and I think things are about to change.
What am I reading? Hang on. Oh! Okay. Apparently, I have to ignore the chat, according to Brocky. But Brocky says that it's that it's his dream come true to see you in the comms box, John.
That's not what he's messaged me, but okay. Nah, Rocky's a great fella, mate.
Yeah.
I can't say anything bad about him, unfortunately.
As we see Old Wakey potentially under the hammer from evil-evo here. 4/10 between these two.
He has came right up into the big now, Evil.
Some big heavyweights here in Division 2. Definitely a lot of history, a lot of races with these guys in the field. And to see them so close on track is a testament to their skill. Oh! That's Ozpatstar, he's gone off! Oh no! That is disaster for Ozpatstar! Oh no! You hate to see it as he rejoins the circuit behind Dadson there. Oh dear. Very similar incidents to what we saw happen to Snake Eyes in the Division 4 race. As we have a look at the replay, he came into the corner, clipped the grass, and oh yep, just lost it, oversteer and into the gravel trap on that left hand side of the circuit. Very unfortunate for Ozpatstar there.
I was about to say he was doing nice catching up with the group in front of him, but yeah, not good.
Currently sitting P12 there for the doghouse entry. As we see a battle pack of about 5 cars here between Stickers, Lunacy, Timdiragz, Wakey and evil-evo there. So hopefully things start to shape up over the next few laps for them. It's definitely starting to get a bit darker, a bit doom and gloom out here. A lot of headlights on around the field. A little bit hazy, but at the moment it's Black Friday. Outrunning Karen Unleashed, 3/10 that gap. That gap has halved since the last time we were on board with this battle. We'll just stay here for the moment. Actually, no, because we've just seen a move change.
Old Wakey in the pits.
Oh, that's big. Is it for tyres? Is it for dry tyres or wet tyres? That's the question. Very early pit stop for Old Wakey, that's for sure. Well, since we're starting to get to the start of the tyres changes, the pit stops, what do you say we get into an APR tyre and fuel update, John?
Sounds good, mate. So we got Speedy Snoopy. His rear tyres have probably seen better days, sitting on about 50%, 45%. His front's
oh, there's
right.
rain! A little bit of rain on the track.
Here comes the rain. The tyre update might not matter in a second.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of rain coming.
Stickers is sitting on the same tyre, whereas Speedy...
Oh, that's a lot of rain! Yeah, I don't think it'll matter right now, John, sorry.
Yep. We'll just get to one more. Lunacy's tyres are a lot worse than the front two, so them slides have not been helping him, but the rains came out a good time here.
As we'll have a look at the Momi now forecast.
Are they going to make it? Oh, Stickers is going to get a 3-second penalty for that, I'm pretty sure.
As we're having a look at the radar, and it's showing a lot of rain incoming. So yeah, that massive chunk is on the track right now. As these guys are into the pit lane, we see Speedy Snoopy continuing on. Stickers into the pits. Speedy Snoopy crawling around the track. He might have just ruined his race here. He's still driving.
Yeah, this ain't looking good.
As we see, evil-evo, is he on slicks as well? I believe so.
Yes.
The rain has stopped for the most part. TTV, Black Friday, and Karen Unleashed are also struggling for grip. Is Speedy Snoopy manages to get through turn 4 and turn 5. So what's the weather indicator looking like?
The rain's just passed. We've got clear skies out at the moment, so the boys who have stayed out, this might pay off for them.
It's going to be a rough couple of laps with this greasy track. How much water's on the water meter, John?
We're just past the first notch, mate.
Okay.
I was right, Stickers did get a 3-second penalty.
Oh, that's not great. We'll be serving it on this lap as well. As Speedy Snoopy comes in, he's putting on the wets. So that's crucial in this race.
That's a bold move.
Evil-evo goes around. He's going to stick to the dry tyre for now. We're not seeing any spray off those tyres either, so... Oh, a little bit. And
Black
in parts.
Friday's staying out. Yeah, the track's drying out again. Karen's staying out again.
So Speedy Snoopy, he's going to
Stickers
come out.
has,
Oh, he's put on mediums. Ah, that's very, very interesting. Speedy Snoopy back onto another dry tyre.
And he's managed to hold P2. Yeah, this could work in his favour.
Potentially, but why would you pit for dry tyres at this point in the race? That's my question. Just doesn't seem like the best strategy call, but when you have pace like that, you don't need the best strategy.
You've got Tim on the back of Stickers. I don't know how Stickers managed to keep his position after that 3-second penalty, but he has. Oh,
and are these guys on the same tyres, or is there a little bit of tyre
No, they're both on
disparity?
intermediates.
Okay.
Yeah. We've got Evil on mediums. They're pretty worn, not looking the best. Speedy, we know he's just chucked on mediums. Black Friday still on his mediums, they're not the best. Karen, same again. His mediums probably are the best of the lot who haven't pitted. Then yeah, Stickers is
rain
the
on the
first
windscreen
one.
for evil-evoIX as well, with the windscreen wipers flapping away. So
Stickers is the first one on intermediates, and Tim. Then Old Wakey, Blind Man. Blind Man's still on his mediums. He's used mediums.
So Blind Man's made up a couple of positions with by staying out as well.
Yeah.
Question is, what's the rain going to be doing? As we see Lunacy down the inside of Blind Man. These guys are neck and neck as they head down towards turn 3. Lunacy
is on brand new mediums, so he should be able to get this done pretty easily.
And he does. That's a great move for Lunacy.
He done good to keep it off them curbs because they still will be wet even though the track's drying up.
Yeah, absolutely. So the question is, if that's all the rain that is going to hit the track tonight, or for now, if there's not another stint before these medium tyres are going to be running out. Oh, well, the question is, it's slightly wet, so the medium tyres aren't going to be wearing at all. So if you have worn tyres, it's like, oof.
Them intermediates are going to be wearing like all stuff. They're not going to be good.
Absolutely.
I've seen some of the boys put them on in a practice lobby and just done a couple of quick laps on a track about this condition, and they were wearing real quick.
As we see Speedy Snoopy right up behind evil-evoIX at the moment. It's a fresh medium versus a worn medium. It shouldn't be much of an issue for these two, as Speedy Snoopy is going to argue the point and slips himself into the lead of the race, into turn 3. Is he able to get it done? Down the inside on the apex, yes he does, slides himself back into the lead of the race. P1 for Speedy Snoopy at the moment. But it's definitely shaken up this field just a little bit. There's a couple of guys, there's somebody coming in last place, Cruisin', he put on full wets. Oh dear.
That's costly.
And now he's definitely going to have to get off them. Chuck on the, well, what he chucks on next, yeah, you would assume the mediums. As he peels into the pits.
I'm not seeing nothing on the radar yet, so a bit worried for Stickers and Tim.
some
And
chunks on the mediums.
Old Wakey. Lunacy's probably looking the best out of the rest besides Speedy Snoopy because he pitted but he chucked on new mediums. So
Yeah,
if it stays
absolutely.
like it is, that's going to help him a lot. Right now I'm seeing Old Wakey slide and struggle a bit, and Lunacy's just fine. He's got a penalty.
Oh dear. Could be a change of the two Black Rose drivers here. As yes, he just slots in behind Lunacy, so a bit of a driver
that
change.
was more of a gimme. Yep.
Makes it a little bit easier when the driver you're trying to overtake is your teammate.
What do we got? 2.8 up the road to Tim. I'm pretty sure he'll be able to drop this pretty quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well,
as it's starting to get quite gloomy once again. Could we see the rain returning? If it does, that's a miracle for the guys on the Inters. If we do get another patch of rain, very, very foggy here at Spielberg.
I don't want I think they've got their best out of their tyres already, mate. Yeah. Lunacy's bringing a gap down 1.8 seconds in half a lap or something.
Timdiragz, a stranded duck at the moment to the charging Lunacy on the mediums.
It ain't looking too much better in front of him either. Here. Lunacy's got a nice run.
He dives down the inside into the first turn, gets it done. Easy pickings for Lunacy up into P6. Stickers in his sights now as they barrel down towards turn 3. On the brakes into the third turn. Gets it turned in and on the power. As we see a bit of a battle brewing between evil-evo and Black Friday. Black Friday trying to argue the point here with evil-evo. Currently the gap 3/10 with Karen Unleashed not too far away either. Into turn 5 these two go.
Karen's played himself into this quite well.
Yeah, very, very dark and gloomy here at the circuit. Oh, a little bit of a tap from Lunacy on Stickers.
Yeah.
Fires it down the inside. He's going to get in before turn 8. Side by side into 8 and a Lunacy up into 5th place. So the medium's definitely the right call for these guys.
Yeah, them intermediate tyres are not looking good whatsoever.
Yeah, as Black Friday and evil-evo very, very, very close.
Honestly, I think the boys who put on Blind Man just lost it. Ooh, he nearly killed Old Wakey.
As Pat Star's in, ditching the intermediate tyres.
What's he going to go for? The radars.
What's the radar telling us, John? Didn't say nothing. Lost communications with John for a split second.
Yeah, no, I'm back, mate. I'm back. Yeah, nothing, mate. Nothing. It's completely blank out the moment, which is not good for Stickers and Tim because don't really want to talk about their tyre wear.
So how's evil-evo looking on the worn mediums? Have they worn much in the rain or on the greasy track?
No, they're still doing quite good for being his first set of tyres.
Well, 11 laps to go. If the track still stays that little bit damp, could he potentially be looking at a no-stop? As we see side by side, evil-evo and Black Friday. So they head up towards turn 3. Is Black Friday able to get it done on the brakes? Gets it down the inside. Yes, he does. And evil-evo
Lovely.
cannot argue the point. Black Friday up into second place.
Going by tyres to get it to the end, Black Friday and Evil are going to be pushing it, to say the least. Karen's looking in a real good position.
Yeah.
He's really saved them medium tyres. In saying that, Lunacy's catching him quite a bit on his new mediums.
That gap is still 3.7 seconds, and Karen with a lot of tyre life left, keeping the heat on those tyres potentially as well. I mean, could be on for a good finish here, as he's closing in on evil-evo as well, who's on worn tyres. Could the no-stop be the way in this race? Or will the rain hit again? That's the big question.
Look, at the moment, it's looking like the no-stop could be the go, but
So we'll have a look on the Momi now forecast, the excellent in lawn and garden care. As we're just having a look, nothing on the extended radar for the moment.
So we've missed this, but the boys are pitted again. Stickers, Tim and Old Wakey. The interesting thing is Stickers and Old Wakey have put on mediums, which would be the tyre to go, but Tim's seeing something that I'm not, because he's put on new intermediates again.
Well, judging by the Momi now forecast, there is a little bit of rain currently at about 200 kilometers away. So it could be a good call from Tim.
Well, he did just get a lot of practice driving on him on the dry track, so yeah. Lunacy's got that gap down to 2 seconds on Karen.
And in turn, Karen has closed up that gap to evil-evo to just under 1.8. Oh, it's extended out a little bit, but yeah, definitely dropping from both directions for Karen.
Second and third will be feeling their tyre wear a bit at the moment. Their rears aren't looking too good.
Not long to go in this race, just 9 more laps. And it is forecasted to bucket down at the end of this one. The question is, when does that rain hit the track?
I'm not getting anything on the 100k radar. I know Lunacy's going to be lining up Karen any minute. Oh, maybe not if he drives like that.
Yeah, 4 tenths between these two. Karen under a lot of pressure from Lunacy. Lunacy could be looking at a podium place in a couple of laps' time, as evil-evo isn't far up the road as well. Here he goes. Fires it down the inside between turns 7 and 8. Can he get it pulled up? Yes, he can. Lunacy goes into 4th place. Great move from Lunacy there. Catch that on the Liquid Solutions action replay. And through turn 6 into turn 7. There was even a little bit of a wiggle from Lunacy as he went over the curve there. Still a little bit greasy. And he lined it up and then just fired it down the inside of Karen. So good stuff for Lunacy.
Well, this is going to, the rain's coming back. What do we got? 8 laps left?
Yeah, 7, yeah. 8 laps. Not long to go now. As we'll have a look at the Momi now forecast, the radar. We'll see what kind of rain is on its way. So half an hour ago, so the start of the race, there's nothing on the radar. There's that first wave of rain that came through. And now we're getting up to current time, and there's
Old
a
Wakey's
lot of rain
having
on
to
the way.
pit again.
So lots of rain on the way is the news. Saw it on the radar.
Here comes
When do
the
these
rain
guys
now.
pit?
Lunacy's right behind Evil.
When do the first droplets hit the track? That's the big question. They're now through the first turn. Are these guys going to peel into the pits? No, they're all staying out. Race Fan, does Race Fan peel in? Is he going to call it? He does! This could be the moment for Race Fan to make or break his race. Let's hope there's more rain that touches down. P8 at the moment. He could make up a bucket load of positions as Speedy Snoopy comes through turn 4. Bucketing down at the moment between turn 4 and turn 5. Just a patch of rain over as quickly as it started. As Race Fan peels out of the pits, what tyres does he put on the car? It is the intermediate. He thinks it's going to be wet enough for the wet weather tyre, but so far is the only one to make the decision. No, there is another car into the pits. I am not too sure who it was. It was Cruisin' into the pits again. Speedy Snoopy continues on. He doesn't think the wet weather compound is required. More cars peeling in. Lunacy this time.
Lunacy's in.
evil-evo in. They think this is the
Karen's
time to
out.
change. Yeah, Karen's still on the same compound that he started the race on, as well as TTV Black Friday. As what compound goes on the car for Lunacy, evil-evo, and Dadson? It is going to be the Inters for Lunacy, the Inters for evil-evo, and what goes on the Dadson racing car. As he peels into the pits, pulls into the box, tyres off, tyres on. He will pull away with the Inters. So that is crucial. Speedy Snoopy.
14 seconds to Karen from Lunacy.
And Lunacy has the wet weather compound now on the tyre, but the track looks dry. It doesn't look wet enough for the wet tyre.
Karen's going to be pushing this. There's another opening, so it's going to dry up a bit. This could work.
Aaron currently sitting in the podium place, and he's on the same tyres that he started the race in, 6 laps to go.
Black Friday's in.
Black Friday's made the call. He peels in. Karen goes around again. So does Speedy Snoopy.
No, Karen's in.
Oh, Karen's in. Okay, he makes the call. He sees something.
Speedy
Well, they
Snoopy
see something we
stayed out.
don't. Is there a big... Oh, there's somebody off the track. It's
Oh, yes.
Blind Man.
There's a big wall coming. There's a real big wall coming.
Oh. So will Speedy Snoopy be able to make it around before he... Oh, Black Friday's chucked the full wets on.
The wets.
That's a big gamble. So does Karen. Karen thinks it's the wets. So they must think this is a massive wave of rain incoming. We'll have a look on the Momi Now radar. As we'll wait for it to cycle through. But if these guys are putting on wets, there is a lot of rain on the way. There's that first blip of rain that we saw about 15 minutes in. There's the second wave of rain right there. And there's a big wave coming from the west.
Stickers is through. Tim's just had a little accident. Oh, he's got nothing left. Tim's running around with nothing on his rear left tyre.
As Race Fan puts on the wets as well, he sees this wall coming. We see Timdiragz. So you say he has no tyres left.
No rear left. Completely gone.
Is he still on the same Inters that he chucked on 10 laps ago?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Speedy Snoopy still yet to pit. And everybody else, Black Friday on the wets, evil-evo on the inters, I want to say.
Lunacy's just.
Oh, it's Lunacy.
Friday.
Yeah, I thought it was evil-evo. Sorry.
So he wanna move now because them intermediates probably out there optimum. Where if it keeps raining, these wets are gonna come into play.
Blind man in with 18% in the tank. You might even need to put in some fuel because I don't think 18% will get you all the way. It'll be tight, maybe not. But Speedy Snoopy, I think he's just going to escape majority of the rain here. If he doesn't pit this lap, I think it's going to be a mistake. He has to pit this lap, surely.
Yes, looking at the radar, he's got a pit.
Is he looking at his radar though? Yes, he is. He pulls in. So we start to see some contrails on the back of these cars. As stickers into the pits as well after just putting on the medium tyre. This race has gone from bad to worse for stickers. Timdiragz interchanges intermediates. bogzlR interchanges intermediates. Question is, what's the gap going to be to Lunacy from Speedy Snoopy? So, remind me, what tyres is Lunacy on? Is it the inters?
Lunacy's on the inters, yep.
And then it's Black Friday on the wets. Speedy Snoopy puts on the wets. He thinks the inters won't be enough protection from this rain. Lunacy pulls in for wets.
Oh, Lunacy's back in. Oh no, it's over.
He wants the wet tyre. He's not happy with the inter. Black Friday will be promoted to second place. And evil-evo is on the wet, I want to say.
No, he's on the inters.
The
he's
inter.
staying out on him, yep. Oh,
He's
that's
happy
a
with his
killer
decision.
for Lunacy. Yep, he's sticking with it.
Yeah, Lunacy dropping all the way down the order. Karen back up to P4. And Lunacy will slot in to 5th position. Or will Dadson get the better of him? It'll be tight on exit. Very close between these two. Dadson will get the move done. I think it'll be tight between these two. No, 10th and a half. Lunacy with the full wets on will hold out over Dadson. No! Dadson fires it. Oh, I thought he was going to do it. Rear end steps out for Lunacy, running very wide. He's off the track. Dadson might even get the move done here. They're neck and neck. Dadson will slide on through on Lunacy. Dadson up into P5.
Stepping up a notch.
Which, considering at the start of the race, oh, Lunacy's been done. I mean, does Dadson around the outside? These guys, this is the slowest
around the
scrap.
outside.
Yeah. What a move from Lunacy to stick it to Dadson, who broke very early, and Lunacy said, thank you very much, I'll take that room and I'll put myself back into P5. But Dadson, considering he was dead last after redressing with Blind Man early on in this race, to be P7, P6 at the moment, this is a spectacular drive for Dadson. Very, very, played his cards very well with the strategy. So we have a look at the replay of that move between Lunacy and Dadson. Dadson broke very early, left the outside open for Lunacy, who just swept around the outside and took that position from Dadson there.
I've got to give credit to Evil staying out there on the intermediates. That's quite impressive.
He's definitely not the quickest guy out there at the moment. That gap to... Oh, that's very heavy rain pelting down on the circuit at the moment. You can hear the noise. Oh my goodness. But evil-evo, 4.5 seconds. Was 2.5 to TTV Black Friday. So he's lost 3 seconds alone in the last few laps. And Karen is just licking his lips. 7.5 seconds. Just a few more laps left to go in this race. There's only 2 laps left. 2.5 laps.
Lunacy the madman's just wheel spinning the whole straights because he's got no TC on. I love it. I love to see it.
Lunacy is an absolute weapon in the wet. We saw it last season at Nürburgring, and then we saw it in Spa, and now he's out here. He loves the MRs in the wet, and he's just proving to us why. Just drifting around every corner. He loves the slipperiness. It looks like he's out of control constantly, but the control that this man has is absolutely incredible. He's just twitching and twisting at every corner, but the speed that he carries on those wet compound, it's just incredible. Oh, heavy bunch of rain once again.
The
As
gap's
evil-evo
not really getting small. Like Karen the Eagles, though.
evil-evo.
Actually, it's going up.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
evil-evo driving absolutely incredibly on the intermediates at the moment, and if he can hold up this pace, he'll hold on to that podium position. As we can hear Black Friday lining up the rears on the exit of turn 3 there. Looking further down the order, we've got Race Fan and Stickers. P8 and P9 for these two. Just a second separates them as they begin the penultimate lap here at Red Bull Ring.
Oh, Karen's made a big mistake. Lunacy's caught up.
Oh,
Not a...
but has he though?
Oh, but no. Black Friday's dropped
Yeah.
from second to third. Evil's
Oh,
taken second.
he has two. Oh wow.
Jesus.
evil-evo up into
On the
second
intermediates.
place. Where did that happen for Black Friday? He's had a
I don't
massive
know.
mishap. And evil-evo has slotted himself into second place with 1 lap to go. No chance of catching Speedy Snoopy, who is already at turn 3. But evil-evo has second spot ahead of Black Friday. And Karen Unleashed isn't too far away either. And Lunacy hunting down Karen as well. 1 lap left to go. The white flag is out here at Spielberg. Let's just stay on board with how things are going between Karen and Lunacy at the moment. Karen doesn't get the greatest exit as Lunacy closes up that gap on the run down towards turn 3. Is he going to be able to get the better of him? That's the big question. As that gap still 8 tenths. What's the gap looking like between evil-evo and Black Friday? Irrelevant at this point. We'll have a look to Speedy Snoopy as he's coming into turn 8. But it's... Oh! Lunacy's made a mistake. He's dropped off the back of Karen there. 1.3 seconds. As we tune in to Speedy Snoopy rounding the final corner. Another dominant display. Played his cards correctly. And will come home to take P1. 2 for 2 this season for Speedy Snoopy. And it will be evil-evo who has the lead over Black Friday. 1.7 seconds separates those two as they come through turn 6 and turn 7. The final sector yet to be made. 1.4 seconds. evil-evo can relax a little bit here with 2 corners to go. Nothing silly, no penalties. He's done this before. He knows what it's like. 1 second the gap now. Taking it very cautiously. Black Friday pushing like a dog to try and catch up. But it will be evil-evo who will take P2. Oh! He has no fuel! Has he run out of fuel? Oh, that's Oh, Black Friday gets very close. Will be Karen who takes P4. Lunacy takes P5. And Danson, last on lap 1, will come home to take P6. Brilliant showing for the black and gold. Blind Man in P7. He's not as good as his result in Div.1 as he runs wide, so he's going to pick up a penalty for that. But P7 for Blind Man. And it will be Race Fan who gets the better of Stickers and will beat him to the line for P8. A little bit of a battle brewing between those two, but it will be Race Fan who throws the final punch and finishes the race in the top 8. Crosses the line. Stickers will take P9, and it will be Timdiragz, who was looking so good at the start of this race, but he can only muster a top 10 finish ahead of Oz Patstar, who will be the last to cross the line. And that was all she wrote for Division 2, Round 2. Wowee. What a race.
Whoa. Yeah, that was an ending.
Definitely an interesting end to that race. The rain came, and with it, lots of drama. So we have a look at the official results for round 2 of Division 2 Season 8 here at Sector 1. This is how they shape up. So Speedy Snoopy finishes P1 with the fastest lap of a 1:23.634. Evil-evo takes second place with TTV Black Friday completing the podium. So that was almost a 1-2 finish for Redbist, but TTV Black Friday made a mistake towards the end of that race and yeah, put him down to P3. Still a double podium for Redbist, which Womble will be absolutely delighted about. Karen finishes P4. He'll be very, very chuffed with that. Lunacy finishes P5 with a 1-second penalty, but it doesn't change the finishing results, as Dadson finishes 6th place with Blind Man 7th. Race Fan will come home 8th. Stickers 9th. Timdiragz 10th. Ozpatstar 11th. Cruisin 12th. Old Wakey, after a brilliant start to the race, can only muster a P13. And Bumcrack comes home in P14 to complete the proceedings for Division 2. Wow, who do you give your driver of the day to, John?
Oh, mate, it's a tough one. Karen was going to get it, but I can't fault Evil for doing that on intermediates, mate. Like, the track was basically flooded out there and he managed to hold on, we'll go from P3 to P2, really. So, yeah, I'm going to give him my driver of the day, mate. Yeah,
that's a valid pick, absolutely. I reckon, yeah, I mean, it's between evil-evo and Karen, because Karen played his cards perfectly. Oh, yeah, I think I'm going to give it to Karen, because he conserved his tyres so well. And towards the end of that race, if the rain didn't come down, he would have gone for the no-stop. And being the only person to really do the no-stop in the entire round, I mean, just brilliant props to him.
It wasn't just his tyres too. He done an awesome job on his fuel. He had a heap more fuel than anyone else. So yeah, Karen did do awesome on that aspect.
Yeah. So we have a lot of Driver of the Day nominations coming in so far. We see Speedy Snoopy Driver of the Day, Speedy Snoopy from Womble and Diabolus. We see Oh No of the Day from Woody from myself. Okay. I said a lot of Oh No's in that last race. Driver of the Day evil-evo for the intermediate run at the end. Snoopy Masterclass, Driver of the Day evil-evo. Driver of the Day Dadson from Woody, that's a good pick as well. Dadson drove brilliantly, played his cards very, very well, and yeah, finished it off very, very well in the wet weather. So yeah, I mean Dadson, great race for him. Unlucky to get rabbled up in the incident towards the start of the race, but for the most part, yeah, I mean, could give it to almost anybody there. There's so many people who had a good race. Didn't necessarily do anything wrong, but just got a little bit unlucky with the weather and the timing and the tyres, you know?
Well, there was a lot of luck involved in some of them stops, and unfortunately it didn't pay off for some of the boys.
Yeah.
Still made for good racing, but a lot of action happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to see it. Good racing. These Division 2 guys and Division 4 guys always throw up some good entertainment. So thanks for everybody for tuning in tonight. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be here in 7 days' time for Group A at Seaside, Dragon Trail Seaside Sprint. It's a sprint round, 2 20-minute races. And lots of points on offer in both races, so these guys will be battling head to head in a week's time. Well, not these guys, but Division 3, Division 1 next week. Just trying to think, am I forgetting a thing? Oh, it is going to be an incredible race because there is going to be multiple strategies that are up for grabs, whether people opt for a medium no stop or a softer medium one stop. The only tyre that'll be mandatory for next week is the medium. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. Will be some awesome racing next week in 7 days' time. So stay tuned. Anything else to say before we sign it off, John?
No, mate, I'm happy with that. Looking forward to racing you next week, mate. Yeah, be your buddy commentating, but on the track, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, huge thanks to John tonight for stepping into the commentary box for the first time this season. Did a good job. Was nice to have you here.
Hey, I didn't swear all night. Half the reason
Even
why I was
after-
quiet.
Yeah, even after 9 o'clock. Good job, John.
I think I deserve a beer after that.
Yeah. Special thanks to everybody supporting the channel by tuning in and also liking, subscribing, and keeping the chat flowing tonight. And the team owners, all the drivers, we wouldn't be able to do this without any of you. And yeah, special thanks to John for being the race director tonight. Flawless execution, so no complaints at all. So thank you everybody for coming, and that's John and Lenosa signing off for round 2, season 8. Bye bye.
See yous.